Hey guys, today we are doing a deep dive into Reolink's latest 4K security camera. It's the TrackFlex Floodlight WiFi. 2 cameras, 360-degree coverage, 2 super bright floodlights, and some cool new features like AI search and out-of-view motion detection. I'll give you the full rundown and show you what I like and dislike so you can determine if this camera is right for you. First off, special thanks to Reolink for sending me this $240 American camera in exchange for my honest opinion. It often goes on sale like it did right here, so make sure to check out the link in the description for the latest price. Today, I'm going to quickly show you what's included, followed by the camera specs. Then I'll install the camera and jump into the app and give you a quick tour and show off some of its cool features. We're also going to include a lot of daytime and nighttime footage that this camera offers. Okay, so let's quickly jump into the box and see what we have. Yeah, so this looks nice. Let's start off with this box of accessories. We have a user manual. So this is a little reminder to make sure that your Reolink NVR or Reolink Hub are updated with the latest firmware. But as you see, this camera doesn't need an NVR. It can work as a standalone device. A window sticker. We got a drill template. We have a USB-C cable to power the camera inside and get it set up and add it to the Reolink app before installing it out in its permanent location. Okay, so we have this bag marked C. It has a reset key and an Allen key and some screws to secure the camera to the mount. And this is some screws and anchors to install the device on a wall or ceiling. Here are some wire nuts, and we'll get to those shortly. These screws marked A are to attach the mounting plate to the junction box. And yeah, wow, this is pretty heavy, sweet. Really good first impressions here. Feels like we have a metal shell and the camera head is made out of plastic. Very nice. Alright guys, so as we walk through the camera features, I want to show you some examples. So I'm going to show you right now where I've installed the camera for most of my testing. I place it right here over my garage and I run the cable just inside the door and down into an outlet. Oh yeah, and a lot of the footage was taken when the temperature outside was minus 15 degrees Celsius or 5 Fahrenheit. That's several degrees below the recommended working temperature for this device. Okay, let's get back to the show. So as you can see here, the floodlights swivel back and forth and up and down. And just check out the brightness of these lights. 3000 lumens at their max. And again, super bright, really impressed. Now you can control the brightness and the light temperature. Here we have the lights at their brightest and now at their dimmest. And right here we can adjust the temperature. So this is the cool white, and we can move it all the way up to the warm white. Now there's a few different configurations for these floodlights. They can be illuminated when motion is detected, from dusk to dawn, continuously when it's dark outside, or during a set schedule. I really like that feature. Okay, so this is super cool. Next, we're going to check out these 3 little sections right here. These are PIR sensors, allowing the device to monitor motion 270 degrees all around. Let's put up a little diagram here. The camera lenses can see the area in the green, and the PIR sensors can see the area in the blue. Now when somebody walks into that area, the device is going to turn and the camera is going to analyze that motion. Okay guys, we're right around the corner here and we're going to peek out around, and we are out of view of the camera right now. But obviously the PIR sensors picked us up and turned the camera, identified us as people, sent us the notification, and has engaged the auto tracking. Perfect. Okay, so let's try this again here at night. As soon as I come around the corner, I'm still out of the camera view, but PIR sensors pick me up, engage the floodlights, identify me as a person, and starts the auto tracking. Pretty cool. And moving right along, we have the speaker located right here. It also has an alarm feature and is pretty loud. Here I am at 120 feet or just over 35 meters away. And tap. And let's do some voice testing. Alright guys, so now we're talking from the phone to the camera. Not too bad. And this is a good time to do a demo on the mic. It's located right here, and I found it to be really sensitive. Alright, so this is the audio at 100 feet away. This is the audio at 60 feet. And now we're 30 feet away. And right above that, we have IR lights for black and white night vision. The spec says that these IR lights can reach up to 100 feet or 30 meters away. So let's jump into another security camera that's about 80 feet or 24 meters away, and we can really check out how bright those IR lights are. Jumping into another security camera, here's a side view of those IR lights. Now, since the camera is pointed down a little bit, the majority of the IR lights are within the 40 feet or 12 meter zone. But still, let's do some testing from distance. Here we are approaching from about 100 feet or 30 meters away. And yes, you can see me at that distance, but any identifying features don't really come into detail until I reach the 40 foot or 22 meter range. But with that said, the ideal setup for this camera is to have the floodlights automatically turn on when motion is detected and not solely rely on the IR lights. So here we are approaching the camera from my point of view. The details really come to life once the floodlights turn on and everything is in color. I think that this floodlight cam works perfectly in this situation right here over a garage. Great coverage and excellent security. So moving along, right here at the bottom of the camera, we have a USB-C connection. This is used to power the camera when setting it up. We also have a reset button and a micro SD card slot for cards up to 512 gigs. This is the perfect option if you don't have an NVR or Reolink Hub. This camera would work great as a standalone device with a 512 gig card, and you could store about 5 to 7 days worth of continuous footage. I'd recommend, however, saving some space and setting it up to just record when motion alerts are detected. Now, this camera works with the security camera management system Blue Iris. I'm going to quickly run through how to set that up. Now, in the Reolink camera's advanced network settings, make sure to activate RTSP. I also updated the iframe rate to 1 and I set the bit rate to constant. Now, if you need to pause the video, go ahead and do so. Here are my Blue Iris settings for each of the camera streams. So circling back to the port, I wish that it was sealed with more than just friction. A couple of screws would help seal it even better from the weather or even deter someone from coming along and grabbing it if it's within reach. Now, when we flip the camera around, the mounting plate slides right off. Inside, we have the electrical wires for hardwiring this device to a junction box, or electrical wires inside the wall or ceiling. What I'm going to be using in my install is the Reolink electrical cable. This will allow me to plug the camera into an electrical socket and install it pretty much anywhere my Wi-Fi reaches. Now, on that same note, I wish the camera had a PoE Plus option or at least a network port. These options would obviously inflate the price, but still would be nice. Now, here in the back, we have a strap to hang the camera in place while installing it. There is also a level and wire connectors. And if you don't want to use those connectors, you can use the included wire nuts. And if you're using this extension cord, there is a little grommet that you can remove and feed the wire through it so that it's protected from the weather. They included wire nuts in case you would rather use those. I did, and I found that the wiring area to be a little small and it was difficult to attach the camera to the mount. As you can see, this was taken out just to give myself a little bit more extra space inside. Now, once you do have the camera in place, there are 2 screw holes on the side of the mount where you can fasten the camera to the mount. So the camera can be installed against a wall or even on a ceiling. Alright, so now we're going to jump over to the cameras. The lens here on the right is the wide angle 2.8mm lens with an aperture of f1.6. This is a 4K or 8 megapixel camera, and it has a field of view of 104 degrees horizontally and 60 degrees vertically, giving you a nice wide angle shot. The neighboring zoom camera has a zoom level up to 8mm with the same aperture of 1.6, and this helps the camera see very well in low light situations. That camera has a horizontal view of 38 degrees and a vertical view of 21, giving you a nice tight shot to bring back those details from the distance.
Welcome to Reolink. Please install Reolink app and scan the QR code on the camera.
Getting the camera set up for the first time use is quite easy. In the Reolink app, add the new device and scan the QR code on the back of one of the floodlights. the app will walk you through the steps and give the camera a password and give it a name, and that's it. So while we're in the app here, let's have a look at some initial settings that I like to make and do a quick tour. Here I can see the two feeds from the camera, the 4K shot here on top and the HD shot below. I'll go into the PTZ controls and navigate around a little bit. Yeah, it's not perfectly smooth, but it's not bad. And we can zoom in here a little bit as well. Okay, so now is a good time to set up the monitor point. I'll click on Reset Monitor Point, and this configuration of the camera, where it's located right now and this current zoom, will be the go-to point it returns to after I move the camera around myself or after it's finished auto tracking. And next, under detection alarm, we're going to turn on the PIR sensors for out of view detection, and then we're going to turn on auto tracking and we'll track animals, and the priority can be set right here below. And next we want to turn on sounds so that we can record that audio. And next, under light alert, we want the floodlights to come on if there is anything picked up in the camera recordings. We're going to activate that to record 24/7. Now normally I wouldn't record continuously to the micro SD card. I would only record when motion is detected, but I need some extra footage for this video. And next, hey, let's turn on the push notifications from the Reolink app so I'll be notified if there's any motion detected from people, vehicles, or animals. And on the playback screen, this is a cool new feature that was recently added. It's AI search. So let's give that a little shot here. I'm going to enter in shovel. Okay, it looks like it returned a bunch of footage with me shoveling snow. And let's check out this top one here. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's me with a shovel. Let's try tire. I think I got a video of me with a tire. Okay, check out the first one there. Yeah, there I am with a tire. And we get a lot of rabbits around here, so let's check out rabbit. And scrolling through these, I don't see any with rabbits, but again, this is a relatively new feature, having the AI in here. So hopefully it'll be more accurate in the future. So up next, we're going to run outside and look at a couple of different install locations for this camera. If I had additional cameras, I would definitely install one right here over my shed to replace this old device. It would provide protection for my shed and give me the perfect vantage point to monitor my yard. I would also install one right here where this light is located. The floodlight would help light up my yard nicely, and I could keep an eye on things out there. Up next, we're going to test how quickly the camera sends notifications when motion is detected through the camera's lenses. So that's right, we're going to turn off the out of view detection for this test. So here I am right here approaching the 60 foot or 18 meter mark, and just before I take that one more step, there it is. I have the notification and the tracking also kicks in. 40 feet away. Let's play that back and admire the resolution of that telephoto camera as I approach that 60 foot mark. These are some great details. And now we are 15 feet away. So for the nighttime test, we're going to set it up so that the floodlights flash when motion is detected. So amazingly, at the 70 foot or 21 meter mark, the camera picked me up, identified me, sent a notice, turned on those floodlight alerts, started tracking me all at the same time. Now the image isn't perfect here because the camera is dealing with those crazy flashing lights, but I'm happy with those results. Those flashing lights are begging for attention and an awesome deterrent. Up next, we're going to check out the resolution at the end of the driveway and the extent at which the camera can zoom in optically and digitally. If we zoom in to the max, you can read the license plate here at 110 feet or 33.5 meters away. It's not perfect because the camera is pushing the digital zoom limits, but after some experimenting, I found that this was the maximum range where the zoom can still pick up those good details. That's 110 feet. Wow, impressive. And lastly, let's have a little bit of fun here with the auto tracking. I'm going to try to outrun it. Yeah, it keeps up with me pretty good. Alright guys, I hope that you found this information helpful in showing you what this camera has to offer and if it's a potential good solution for your needs. Overall, I do like the auto tracking and the brightness of the floodlights. I also like the options for illuminating them, especially when motion is detected. I am also a fan of the PIR sensors to give the camera extra surveillance coverage outside of the camera's field of view. Now on the other hand, I did find that the install mount was a little bit small, not a lot of room to work in there. I also noticed that I wish the micro SD card door was a little bit more secure. Lastly, I wish I could have the camera hardwired to my network, but who knows, maybe a release of a future model down the road might have that ability. Now links to the camera can be found in the description below. Please leave a like on your way out, it really helps my channel grow. And also please subscribe so you don't miss out on any future home tech DIY videos. Thanks for watching.